Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, how we doing, Boise State fans? How you feeling after that one? Season-saving second-half comeback. Is that too much to say at this point? We're going to have Leon Rice joining us live momentarily. We're going to have some players joining us as well. What a second-half comeback for the Boise State men's basketball team. Let us know if you can hear us okay. This is the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. Check their full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. And, wow, Boise State in the second half comes back. They were down 9 with 10 minutes to go. I mean, get your comments in. Let us know. Omar Stanley, what a game he had. Everybody was talking about Amy, and rightfully so, with 30 points. Omar Stanley, 28, was right behind him. What an incredible second half. Again, Boise State trailed by 10 points. I'm going to mute the second mic till we get our person over here. Remind me when they sit down. I'm going to have to hopefully pull it out. But with 10:36 to go, a Cardenius 3 made it 57-48. Boise State was down by 9 points with if you need to move that camera real quick, you can't. I'm going to be on for a while, man. If you got to. Okay, sorry, man. Appreciate it. Doing some camera cleanup work here. Again, we're going to have Leon Rice, some players joining us here temporarily. But again, with 10:36 to go, Boise State trailed 57-48. And even with 5:16 to go, let's go 6:34 to go, Boise State trailed 63-57. So Boise State was down 6 points with 6 minutes to go. They're down 9 points with 10 minutes left. That's pretty impressive for Boise State to pull that out. And I got a lot going on here, a lot of stats. We're bringing guys over, so I apologize if I seem a little flustered. We got a lot going on here, but we can go as late as you guys want to go tonight. The team is chartering back. I'm not flying back till Southwest tomorrow morning, so we got all night if you guys want to talk about this and break down this win for Boise State. Again, they couldn't stop anybody in the first half, but in particularly Amy. That guy was unbelievable, 25 in the first half, but he only finishes with 30. And again, in the second half, Boise State outscored San Jose State 45-29. Boise State covered the spread. Boise State won this game by more than they were supposed to at Ken Pom. I mean, if I'd have told you before the game Boise State's going to win 78-69, I think most fans would have taken that in a heartbeat. And it came in the weirdest of ways. I mean, this is I don't want to, have too much hyperbole here, but you lose this game, your at-large chances are probably 0. Certainly there's some things to talk about. I'm seeing them in the comments already. The point guard play, no points, 6 turnovers last I looked from your 2 starting point guards. That's not good. Some other things certainly have to work on, but that second half, just a unbelievable comeback in the second half. Omar Stanley, I mean, let's give Leon Rice so much credit. That's 3 straight 20-point games for Omar Stanley. You find this guy that wasn't putting up big numbers at St. John's, wasn't doing a ton. By the way, Omar Stanley, how about this? Maybe his most impressive stat. He goes 8 of 10 from the foul line. 8 of 10 from the free throw line for Omar Stanley. You got a big guy that can shoot free throws. That is huge. He finishes with 30 points and 11 rebounds. 30 in 10 games under Leon. There's been 2, Chandler and Abu. And it's only the 19th 30 and 10 game in school history. Thanks to Nate Lowry, Boise State Sports Information Department, for passing that along. First 30 and 10 game, although he didn't have 30. They updated it. 30 points. Wow, they updated it. 30 points for Omar Stanley. 30 and 10. Just an incredible game, but in particularly second half. It's the first 30-10 game since Abu Kijab versus Prairie View A&M on December 10th, 2021. This is also Boise State's first road conference opening win since 2019 at Wyoming. So Boise State, just an incredible comeback there in the second half. Again, they were down 9 points. 9 points with 10 minutes to go in this game. I mean, they looked like they had no chance in this game. And there's a couple plays that I put stars next to on my notes here. And we'll get to all your comments. We're going to get to everything. We got a long time to talk about this one. Don't worry. But I want to provide just some initial thoughts here on the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. There was a couple plays. One of them with 12:49 to go, there was 3 straight offensive rebounds on a possession, and they finally got a foul call. Then you had Abo and Degenhart hit back-to-back buckets at that point, which brought the deficit to 2. But then 3 straight buckets by San Jose State pushed it back to 9, as I mentioned, on Cardenas. But there was another time where Roddy Anderson made the extra pass on a 3-point attempt, and that gave a 3-pointer to, who made that one? Tyson Degenhart. That brought Boise State within 2 at 59-57. The extra pass from Roddy led to the 3-pointer. And then the other way around, there was another one. Max Rice made the extra pass for a Degenhart 3, and that brought Boise State within 1, 65-64. Just so many big hustle plays in the second half. So many plays where Boise State just refused to lose this game in the second half. The defense got better. Overall, things got a lot better in this game. And again, a huge, in my opinion, maybe season-defining second half comeback for Boise State. I see Leon Rice over there. I think he's getting ready to come over in just a minute. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's knock out a 90-second commercial break. Don't go anywhere unless you're going to get another Cutwater. And that's a great night, Friday night, to crack open a few Cutwaters and enjoy this one. We're in the Cutwater Spirit Studios here on the road at the Provident Credit Union Event Center. Let's take a quick 90-second timeout. We'll have live player and coach interviews. Leon Rice, Tyson Degenhart, and yes, Omar Stanley scheduled to join us live. Don't go anywhere. We're having a good time. Boise State wins. I know you guys are in a good mood. You're excited. It's Friday night. Let's keep talking some Boise State basketball. Leon and the players coming up next, back in 90 seconds on Bronco Nation News.
All Bronco Nation News broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
We are back live at the Provident Credit Union Event Center here in San Jose, California. Appreciate you guys for checking us out here on Bronco Nation News. Leon Rice finishing up his radio interview with Bob and Abe, and he's going to walk over and join us live here in just a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at some of the final stats for Boise State. 30 points for Omar Stanley, 11 of 17 from the field. He was 8 of 10 from the foul line, and then 11 rebounds, 30 and 11 for Omar Stanley. How about Tyson Degenhart? He hit some huge shots in the second half as well. He had 21 points tonight, also added 6 rebounds. Abo had 15 and 7. Max Rice, 12 and 7. He stepped up and had some big buckets there in the second half as well. And again, the defense for Boise State ends up holding San Jose State to no field goals. They were 0 for their last 7 and no field goals in the final 5 minutes and 16 seconds. The defense really stepped up down the stretch for Boise State. The second half field goal percentage just 31% for San Jose State. So the defense ended up making some big plays late. Boise State gets the big win. Again, Amy Jr. finished with 30. You had Anderson with 13 and DeYoung with 10. They rightfully fouled DeYoung there in the second half, and he missed some free throw attempts. That was probably the smart play there in the second half. But again, Boise State tied for first place, 1-0 in conference play. What a gritty win. Stanley is the man. Stanley Steamer player of the game. Deggy for vice president. We're going to get to the negatives as well. Have to get points off the bench. Melinda Draper, totally agree with you there. I'm not sure. Did they even get a bench point? Let's see. I know it wasn't there for a while. No. Only 4 players scored tonight for Boise State. 4, because Roddy Anderson had no points. We'll get to the point guard issues there a little bit later, but we got to be mostly positive here to start it off. I mean, that was just a unbelievable second half comeback for Boise State. Again, they outscore them 45-29 in the second half. They win this game. Again, the final score 78-69, but they outscored them by 16 in the second half. And you can go further than that. They were down 9. They win by 9. So they outscored them by 18 in the final 10 minutes of the game. Again, San Jose State had 57. They finished with 69. So 12 there on my math. And then Boise State had, 48, and they finished with 78. 30-12 run to end the game over the last 10:36 for Boise State. They're turning out some of the lights on us here. I hope they don't turn them all off, or this could be a fun post-game show here. But we're going to have Leon Rice joining us live in just a couple of minutes. Didn't get much action from the bench tonight. They kind of rode with the guys that got him here, but certainly super impressive. And Leon Rice is going to walk over here and join us right now. We'll switch the camera over and welcome in Coach Rice in just a second. Again, final score 78-69. Boise State able to pull out the huge second half comeback, and much happier conversation with Coach Rice than when we sat in this very spot last year. And Boise State 1-0 in conference play with a big one against Colorado State coming up on Tuesday night at the Extra Mile Arena. Coach, got the headset for you right there. Whichever way works better for you. You can turn it around. There we go. There you go. How about that? Everything going right for you here tonight down the stretch, Coach.
Sure. It's
down 9, 10 minutes to go. I mean, I probably a little. I said on Twitter, potentially a season-saving second half. That's probably going a little too far. But just to pull this game out though and start conference play with a road win and do it the way you did it, just super impressive.
Yeah, it really was. I'm so impressed with our guys and the mental adjustment they made to hold that team to 29 points in the second half, and then to do the job they did on one of the hottest guys we've seen. I mean, that kid was on fire, and he made shots the first half, and we buckled down, and he got 5 points the second half, and that was a great adjustment defensively that we made. But a credit to our guys, because the staff did a good job of fixing some of the things we had to fix, and we kind of kept them out of the paint a little bit better.
Couple of plays that stood out to me was there was a one possession where you had 3 straight offensive rebounds and got a foul. And then twice you had guys, one time was Roddy Anderson, one time was Max. Both had wide open threes, but passed it to Degenhart for wide open three. And he made both of them. And I thought that was huge in the second half.
That's funny. I pointed that out just now. I was talking to Abe and Bob, is that I thought we didn't get desperate. If you're desperate in those situations where, it's thrown to Max and he had a look, but he drawed the defense and he kicked it to Tyson. Unselfish play. Same with Roddy. It was the unselfishness that won us that game. And then, the ability to understand, that's a good team. It's a weird box score because only 4 guys scored, and we scored, that many 78 points.
Yeah.
But 4 guys scored. You never see that. But the positive of that is we had some guys that were cooking, Omar and then Tyson in the second half a little bit, and we got them shots, and that's a good sign because don't waste the shots to make it equal opportunity.
Sure.
Give it to the guy that's scoring over and over again.
Yeah. In that second half, though, I mean, at least early in the half, you'd get back to 3 or 4, and they'd hit a big shot, and they go right back to 7 or 8. And you look up, I mean, you're down 9 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Just the resolve in the second half to not get frustrated, to stay calm, hit some big shots. I mean, you ended the game on a 30-12 run.
Yeah. And that's what it takes. I mean, you travel with us, so you see, people look at the score tomorrow, and back in the old days, they'd pick up the paper in the morning. Oh, that looked easy. That must have been easy. No, when you come and you see it in person, there's a lot going against you. And that, San Jose, they compete in league. They were a good team last year. And they got good players. As you can see, those guards are a handful. And
they're going to beat some teams this year.
No doubt. And they'll beat teams in here, especially if they shoot it like that. Now, and when you get going early in the season, teams are fighting so hard to defend their home court, and because that's really, really important to being competitive in your league, is to defend your home court. And we saw a team that was coming off a loss that was, they gave everything they had, and we had to respond. And our guys responded like men in that second half, and it was impressive. And they were we showed some toughness and resolve to win that game.
Coach Omar Stanley, they kicked our camera, so I'm going to fix the angle here while you're talking. But Omar Stanley, I mean, 3rd straight 20-point game. What can you say about this guy? I mean, 30 and 11, and he was just taking over there when you badly needed some buckets. He was going back and forth with Amy there for a while in the first half.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good sign when, the guy's got 25 at halftime, and he doesn't become the game's leading scorer. He's tied for the leading scorer. So number one, it was a good job by our guys in the second half. We guarded a lot better and hold him to 5 after he was on fire like that.
Yeah,
that's impressive. And then for Omar to get 30, how many did he have in the second half?
He had well over 15, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think he had 15.
Yeah,
right. So and what a clutch free throw shooter he's become. It's funny, our press break was a little bit discombobulated because that's not who I thought our free throw team would be. Because, the start of the year, you're looking at his last year stats and this and that. You didn't realize he's going to be a free throw shooter for us. I trust him to make those down the stretch because he has. And really proud of him and his growth. And, he's been so coachable, such a great team guy. And, it didn't happen for him right away. Like, it's hard. And by figuring out how we play and how we play with him and, just some of the technique stuff he's learned, just he's becoming a great player because of that. And
you guys, 4 players score. You rode the starters pretty hard today. Yeah. I mean, that was a game, I guess, where you wanted to trust those guys that have been out there in these situations.
Well, and I got to trust my eyes of who's playing really hard, and it takes some grit and then matchups, like I'd been crazy to have taken, I didn't get Cam in the second half, but I would have been crazy to take Omar out. And Tyson, both of them were playing terrific.
Yeah.
So, it's hard. And Cam wants to contribute. He's been great. And, I think it's going to be that kind of a team where it's different guys on different nights, and we need them all. And, our depth helps us. It helped us in the first half probably because I did spread minutes out for a lot of guys. Now, there wasn't much of that in the second half, but you just got to find a way in the second half.
Final thing, Coach, we got Tyson waiting to come on. You guys got a plane to catch. But what Tuesday night, obviously a big one now against Colorado State.
Well, we need a huge crowd. I mean, first of all, people have shown up this year and it's helped us, and we're going to need it now. And you got, what more could you want? You got Colorado State, who's ranked 13th, I believe, right now, and they've deservedly so. They've been terrific in the preseason, and they had a great game against New Mexico. They got up as much as 15 or 17, I think. 17 was their biggest lead. And they you're going to see one of the best point guards in the country. And, it's going to be a great battle. And we're going to play a great game. And we're going to need that. We're going to need the crowd there to help us through that.
Yeah, it should be fun. Looking forward to it. Safe travels back, Coach. Appreciate it. Congrats on the win. Nice second half.
Thank you.
78-69. Boise State wins it. We're going to take give the headset over here to Tyson Degenhart. They're enjoying a nice moment here post-game as well. Boise State, again, comes back with a strong second half to win this one. The final score, 78-69. Tyson Degenhart, great second half, man. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was a much-needed win for us to get off on the right foot in conference play because we know how it is going 0-1 in that first game, especially last year, and feels good to start off the right way.
What was not going very well early, and how are you guys, halfway through the second half? I mean, you're down. Cardenas hits a big three. You guys are down 9 with 10 minutes left. I mean, how did you flip that switch and end the game on a 30-12 run here?
We just knew we had to find a way. We were in the locker room at half saying we did not have a very good first half. We outplayed, and we just need to stick together and string together stops and run out in transition, and everything would kind of solve itself.
What were you guys getting frustrated? I mean, Amy couldn't miss, and it just you guys shot 51% in the first half, and you're down 7. I mean, how did you guys kind of keep the composure there?
We knew we had some uncharacteristic turnovers. I think we had 9 in the first half, and we just can't have halves like that. And even when you shoot the ball at 51%, it still doesn't help. So we found a way to fix that and got some stops in the second half.
I was talking to Leon before you came on, but a couple big plays that stood out to me were 2 times you were on the receiving end of both of them, but once was Roddy Anderson, once was Max Rice. Had open threes themselves, but made the extra pass, kicked it to you, and you hit both of them. Just how big was the ball movement, I guess, in the second half, the unselfishness, and obviously they gave you a shot, and you knocked down some big shots there in the second half.
We just have trust within each other. We know how much work we put in, and we know where everyone's going to be, and playing with 12 for our third year, I'm right next to him, and felt good to knock those down. I know my percentage isn't what it is, but I trust myself and trust the work that I put in. Those shots are going to fall.
Well, there was another time where you guys had like 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession and got the foul call. Just the effort in the second half. It seemed like you guys were playing a little more inspired.
Yeah, we definitely played more inspired. I think that play really showed what we were about, and we just crashed steel glass, and I think we out-rebounded by 20, and that was a really big stat for us, coming in with this game last year, and we got out-rebounded by a lot.
Yeah.
So we had really a high emphasis on that, and I think that really showed in that possession.
Yeah, 43-23. Wow, that's crazy. And defensively as well, I know it was a struggle early in the game, but they finished with no field goals in the last 5 minutes. They missed their last 7 shot attempts. How were you guys able defensively to flip that page?
We mixed it up on them a little bit, and they just couldn't find a rhythm, and I credit that to our coaching staff of just mixing it up and hoping to keep that moving forward.
How's it feel to be 1-0 in conference play? I mean, I know season saver is a little too big of a thing to probably say in a game like this, but I mean, to get a win that you really needed and couldn't afford to lose, and now turn the page to Colorado State. How's it feel?
It feels a lot better than going home 0-1. But we have a great opportunity ahead of us. Colorado State plays tomorrow, so we'll get home, get a chance to watch them, and should be a fun one on Tuesday, and hoping a lot of people can show up.
How nice is it to go home tonight too? I mean, you guys have increased the amount of charters this year. I mean, me and Bob and Abe, we don't leave till 10 a.m. tomorrow. I mean, we don't get home till noon. Half our day's gone. You guys will be sleeping in your own bed tonight. What kind of difference does that make in the long term?
It's a game changer. Going to sleep in your own bed makes all the difference in the world. And then tomorrow morning we can wake up and not have to worry about travel. We're already home, and we can really use that day to recover and watch basketball and just heal our bodies the way we need to. So. So shout out to the administration for making that happen.
So what's your pitch? Final thing here, your pitch to fans on the fence about coming out on Tuesday.
You got a chance to see 2 really good teams, especially one that's ranked going to be top 13, top 12. So you don't really get to see that all that often. So just come on out. I don't know what else to say.
Appreciate it, man. Congrats on the win. Safe travels back. We'll see you, man. Appreciate it. There he is, Tyson Degenhart. Appreciate him for jumping on. We're going to have, I believe, Omar Stanley jumping on as well. He's talking to his family right now. We'll get Omar on in just a minute. If you need to temporarily move that, you can, sir. Just going to have to make sure they're working on some camera stuff there. Yeah, we can pull that off. That's good right there. It was good where it was. There, you're good right there. Thank you. We'll move this way a little bit. We're going to have Omar Stanley joining us here in just a second. He's walking over as we speak, actually. So Omar going to join us for a couple minutes, and he's going to sit down right now. 30-11, huge performance for Omar Stanley, and going to jump on real quick. I know you guys got a plane to catch, man, but we appreciate it, and congrats, man.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, to be honest. It feels even better to get the win along with the performance I had. God is good. So
just to get that, man, it wasn't looking good. Down 9, middle of the second half. I mean, how were you guys able to pull this one out?
Just like I told the radio show, we grew some kahunas during halftime. You know what I mean? somebody had to step up and guard. I believe it was
Amy. Yeah, 30 points.
And we did that. We held them to five in the second half. We out toughed them. I feel like we did our job.
Out rebounded by 20 as well as Tyson pointed out. How big was that on the glass?
It was huge. I remember hearing that it was kind of flipped. Last year they out rebounded us by 20. We wanted to come in here and prove a point.
What just in terms of unique atmosphere? I don't know how many arenas you played like this in the Big East, but just not a lot of fans, not a lot of atmosphere, and they were making some shots early. I mean, how did you guys kind of not get frustrated and really stay focused and be able to not kind of give in?
Yeah, we had to create our own energy. You know what I mean? I think that was part of the problem. In the first half, we didn't really rely on we didn't have any energy within ourselves. We can't always rely on the fans. So we had to create our own energy.
What's I know you talked yesterday and stuff back in Boise, but just what's this experience been like for you, man? I'm sure you dreamed of a chance to score 30, get 30 and 11 on national TV and help your team to a win. I mean, just what the decision you made to come here, and I know we've talked about it, but just the way it's working out, where you're becoming a legit All Mountain West type player right now. I mean, what's the experience been like for you?
I can't take all the credit. I give the credit to God. He's put me in this position. He's giving me the mindset to wanting to be a better player. He knows what I can do, and he's giving me the opportunity to do that. So I'm just thankful.
30 points, man. I mean, and just your confidence right now. You're no shot is not one you want to take, man. You're doing the floater, the spin moves. I mean, just your all around game is on full display right now. How confident are you when the ball's in your hands?
Like I said, God gives me my confidence. You know what I mean? He knows better than anyone what I can do. And so I just I lean on him.
Final thing, Tuesday night. I know you've had some nice crowds, but you haven't experienced a sold-out extra mile arena yet. That place is electric when it's rocking. You could have a top 10, top 15 team coming in. How excited are you for Tuesday? How much do you need a big crowd?
Like Tyson said, it's a huge opportunity for us. We're looking forward to it. We're hungry. So
appreciate you, man. Congrats on the win. Safe travels back.
Broncos.
Yep, safe travels back, and we'll see you in Boise, man. Omar Stanley again, 30 and 11, one of the few games in Boise State history. Nate Lowry, we appreciate him for helping us out again. That's one of the few 30 and 11 games in the history of the Leon Rice era at Boise State. And again, the Broncos are heading back on the team charter tonight. That is going to be really nice. So super nice win there. Hey, we'll keep this thing going. We do have to take one more commercial break. Get your comments, your thoughts in. Unfortunately, there's no suspense probably on the Matt Boucher Real Estate Player of the Game. But we'll take your comments, your thoughts. Are you going Tuesday? Do you expect to sell out? What do you make of Boise State? And that second half comeback, I mean, how different do you feel about this team right now than maybe you did at halftime? I mean, are you going to believe more that this is the game that gets them going? Was the second half still showing some major issues? Where are you on this team? We'll keep the live coverage going here from San Jose in 90 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com. Back here live on the Lithia Florida Boise, a post-game show from the Provident Credit Union Event Center here on the campus of San Jose State University. Again, we're in the Cutwater Studios. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. And our title sponsor, of course, rowpaint.com. We couldn't do Bronco Nation News without all of our great sponsors here. So Taco Bell, go get some Taco Bell. We appreciate SON Management, the Nicolason family. You looking for that fourth meal tonight? I don't know if that's still a current slogan or not, but a perfect time to go get some Taco Bell and enjoy this victory for Boise State after they win this one. Again, the Broncos win 78-69, and we shout out all of our sponsors. Idaho Central Credit Union sponsoring the ICCU YouTube chat. Looks like the final few members of the Boise State traveling party are heading out the door. They are heading to the airport, and they are heading back tonight. Super nice for Boise State to be able to get back home tonight. And Abe Jackson, Bob Beeler, myself will be on the Southwest flight tomorrow. And much better flight home. I assume that's going to be a pretty quick, lively flight for Boise State after the second half comeback that they just pulled off. So we've talked a lot about the positives for the last 30 minutes. If you want to go to a couple of the negatives, I guess we can. Guard play, hope it shows up on Tuesday. We'll show up. Going to have more than 4 players scoring if you want to beat Colorado State. Certainly agree with that take. Chris says, by the way, Tuesday is going to be crazy. Pack the X. You lose this game. I think you would have lost some of the luster for that game, but you win the game. You're 1-0 in conference play. You got the road win at San Jose. I think certainly if you're a fan, there's some more excitement. Needed to ask Omar how his back was feeling, I guess, because he carried the team is what you're trying to say there. You had a heck of a game, and that's 3 straight 20-point games. Just super impressive for Omar Stanley, what he did tonight. But if we want to talk negatives, we can talk point guard play. I mean, if you want to go there, that's fine. Boise State gets 0 points from their point guards, 0 for 3 shooting combined between the two. You did get 8 rebounds. I thought Roddy Anderson had a couple nice rebounds. He had 5. Jace Whiting had 3. Roddy Anderson did have 3 assists. Jace Whiting had 1. But you had 3 turnovers from Roddy Anderson, 3 turnovers from Jace Whiting, and no points. No points from Roddy Anderson or Jace Whiting. No points from the bench either. If you want to talk about the bench, no points from the bench at all. They were scoreless tonight. Only 4 players scored. And, credit Leon, and I get it. Some people are saying, why isn't Keene playing? Who are you taking out to put in R.J. Keene at this point? And I like R.J. Keene. I think he is going to have a really strong career here when it's all said and done. And same with Andrew Meadow. He did get 14 minutes, but, Cam Martin didn't play in the second half, I don't think. He didn't score. But again, who are you taking out to put in those guys at this point? So Leon rode his starters, and it paid off there with the huge second half comeback. Again, 78-69 the final. And you got to get better point guard play. You're going to have to. I mean, that's that this team is only going to go as far as the point guards take them. And I still think Roddy Anderson and Jace Whiting can be contributing members of this team and really help out. But to this point, neither has at least in this game, didn't do a whole lot to help you tonight. And so I think Jay Tuss had the stat where you had to go back to the first half of the Washington State game, the last time one of them scored. So that certainly is not a stat you want to be talking about. And the bench, you're not going to win many games when your bench doesn't score. So both those areas have to be better for Boise State here moving forward. Turnovers and points off turnovers can't happen like that. I agree with you. Let's see what the final numbers say on the points off turnovers. It was, by the way, San Jose State had 21 fast break points, and they had 22 points off the turnovers. So a lot of the turnovers are called live ball turnovers, where you just throw it to the guy on the other team, essentially, and they come down and get a layup. That happened way too much tonight, where Boise State essentially gifted 2 points to San Jose State. So Boise State has to do a better job. They only finished with 15 turnovers, which is a little too high. It felt like they were better in the second half, not turning the ball over. But it is just, I know Leon wasn't going to agree with me, but I really do think that was a potentially season-saving second half. If you lose that game, who knows where you end up? You could be 0-3 in conference if you're playing Colorado State, then at Nevada. And, as I've been saying, Boise State's in an okay position. A lot of that is because they have avoided the bad loss. They don't have a quote-unquote bad loss on their schedule where people are going to look at them and say, wow, they lost to them and they have no good wins. We can't put them in. Well, tonight would have been that category. San Jose State ranked outside the top 150 in the metrics. this would have been the quote-unquote bad loss. And it looked like for 35 minutes that it was going to happen and going to be a bad loss. So for Boise State in the second half to be able to do what they did, come back, end the game again on a 30-12 run for Boise State. And again, they were down 9. They were down 9 points with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left after Cardenas hit that 3. Abo hit a big 3 after that with 9:15 to go. Degenhart had a couple big 3s there in the second half, and Boise State again able to pull off the second half comeback. What's the line Tuesday? Let's go look at that right now. The updated line, by the way, the updated KenPom, Boise State moves up 2 spots to number 62. So overall, it's a win. You move up in the metrics, and they're projected right now to lose by 1 point to Colorado State. 45% chance they win, 55% chance Colorado State wins, according to KenPom. Boise State only a 1 point underdog, at least according to KenPom, going into this game. I'm guessing the actual point spread is like 3 or 4, but that does surprise me a little bit that it was that close. Let's see. Friendly reminder, we benched the best guard in the state of Louisiana, the Gatorade Player of the Year. I know they're very excited about him, but I don't think you're burning the red shirt on him to play right away. Let's see what we have here coming up. X has got to be lit on Tuesday. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. If Boise State finds a way to win this game, if Boise State beats Colorado State, like I'm telling you, like that sends a message to the rest of the Mountain West, the players, the coaches, the fans. Like, yeah, Boise State lost a couple tough non-conference games, but yeah, they're as good as we thought they were. I mean, you win that game on Tuesday. You said an early statement to the rest of the Mountain West that, we're not going anywhere, and it's going to be a tough place to play. I think that Oral Roberts plays tomorrow against Weber State. Is that correct? And if they lose, Boise State will have the nation's longest home court winning streak going into that game. And that needs to be on the scoreboard somehow, in the video board, or said before the game, let's introduce the starting line. When they do the sixth man or something, the Corral student section, maybe say home of the nation's longest winning streak. Like, get that out there publicly somehow on the video board or whatever you got to do, certainly to get that out there. You have to have a sellout. I mean, they're selling tickets for like $10 in the upper deck. That's got to be a sellout. That's got to be a huge crowd for Tuesday's game against Colorado State. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, I believe, Colorado State and Utah State at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And that's going to be a fun game to watch. We are having our BNN company appreciation dinner, whatever you want to call it. So we got about 40 people coming, advertisers, their wives and husbands. And we got Mike Prater, John Mallory, Jay Tust, all of our contributors. It's going to be a fun night tomorrow night. And certainly a little better for all the supporters and sponsors that are going to be coming out due to what happened in the game tonight with Boise State winning this game. So this could be the start of a big weekend for Boise State. Obviously, the football team has some recruiting possibilities going on. There could be some good news there. And again, this is just a win that Boise State had to have. And they pulled it off and got it with a huge second half there. So, again, we appreciate all of our great sponsors. And I want to give a shout out to Idaho Central Credit Union, the ICCU YouTube chat. We appreciate, obviously, Lithia Ford, our title sponsor here. I mentioned Taco Bell already. BVA Dev, Tommy Alquist and Company. You're looking for a developer or new space, please consider Idaho's developer, and that is BVA. And super appreciative of all of our sponsors. As I said before, Bronco Nation News, the only local media outlet aside from Bob and Abe and the radio station for KTIK, if that sent anybody on the road. And you won't read about this game in either newspaper tomorrow back in Boise. And you're going to read the story from me here shortly. That after this, and someone said they were going to come to my event, but I invited Prater. That's funny. No, we're going to have a good time tomorrow. And I'm in a very lucky position. I got a lot of great people, a lot of great sponsors, a lot of great supporters, and a lot of great people that want to help out and be a part of Bronco Nation News. And just a chance for me to say thank you to them and have some drinks and some food and have a good time tomorrow night. So I am looking forward to that. Post-game interview, Omar was asked if it was his best college game. He said, I hope not. I like that. It was, he's becoming a legit threat. I mean, he's playing like an all Mountain West big man right now. Some of the ways he's able to score, some of the things he's able to do, just super impressive. Sat 2 rows in front of Ken Griffey Jr. and his son and Malachi at the Steelheads game tonight. Ashley, I assume you're being legit about that. I'm forgetting if Ken Griffey Jr.'s son, he's a transfer from somewhere. Somebody remind me, where was he playing at, or is there another son that's playing somewhere? And that could be some big news potentially if he's a football player on a visit. I assume he is, and I can't remember where he played at. And I'm surprised they would. Florida A&M. He's visiting. Ball game had a picture of Junior. So how about that? Ken Griffey Jr. in town. That's crazy. Visiting from defensive back from. Well, how about that? There you go. So appreciate you guys. Was watching the basketball game tonight and missed that, and that is pretty cool if that were to be the case. So yeah, this could be the start of a huge weekend for Boise State on the recruiting trail on the football side, and obviously starting it out with the big basketball. This just changes so much. And again, I know it's one half, and it's probably going too much to say that this saved their season. But you're 0-1. You're playing Colorado State. The crowd won't be as excited. I'm trying to fend off Twitter trolls. The whole, it just wouldn't have been the same. And for Boise State to find a way to come back and again win this game, cover the spread, win by more than they were supposed to, and be able to get some confidence and now know that, hey, if they're down 9 in some of these conference games, they know it's not over. They know they can pull it out and come back. I think it's just huge moving forward for Boise State. Any updates on that phone? Text your pal Spencer. No, I think Spencer's a little too busy right now to be texting with me. They got a lot going on with the football team, and we'll see what happens. How about Jonah Dalmas coming back today, though, by the way? That was and yeah, what the heck, Jordan? Why didn't you go welcome Ken Griffey Jr.'s kid at the airport, too? I take a little blame for that because I put out there what time the flight came in. So I apologize for that. I was kind of saying it facetiously when was asked if it would help. And I, based on the videos and I know all that, but I know that his dad had told some people they were very appreciative of the support. So still in the long term could end up helping. Who knows? But let's see what else we got here. Coach D and Hamden were there with the recruits along with others. That's very interesting to me. That's cool. Steelheads game, maybe just to show them the crowd. I don't remember in the past if a hockey game was part of the recruitment weekend for Boise State football. So that's a little interesting to me. Maybe they found out one of those guys is a big hockey fan or something. I really don't know the answer to that, but yeah, that's interesting that they went there. This guy says if I'd have known, I would have gone to get an autograph from Ken Griffey Jr. That's pretty funny. And yeah, I'd have been right there with you trying to get Ken Griffey Jr.'s autograph. That would have been awesome. But again, Boise, I'm getting on a tangent here. Boise State wins the game. All of a sudden, you're going into Tuesday feeling so much better. And you know what? Like, that's the kind of game Boise State can win. Like, they get a big crowd, they get going, they hit some shots. Like, Boise State finds a way to win Tuesday. And just think right now what the feeling was at halftime around the Mountain West, amongst all you fans, amongst everybody else, the feeling at halftime when Boise State was down 7 versus what the feeling will be like if Boise State beats Colorado State on Tuesday night when we're doing the post-game show about 9 p.m. That will be night and day. And again, you'll have people really starting to realize, okay, yeah, Boise State is legit at 2-0 in the conference. So incredible second half comeback. Have to look it up. I can't imagine there's too many times they were down 9 midway through the second half and came back and won by 9. Again, they end the game. They give up 12 points in the final 10-36. And they've ended the game on a 30-12 run, and they win the game 78-69. And impossible. BSU pulled it off tonight. Omar is a special man. Yeah, I mean, even the most optimistic blue and orange goggled, even Buster Bronco himself probably was not expecting Boise State to come back when they're in that game. I mean, just the whole game, it just was not looking good. Every time they'd make a shot, the other team would hit one, and they couldn't get it. And then you're down 9 after that Cardenas 3. You're just thinking, okay, this game is over. And for them to come back and pull it off, I think, a month or two from now, it doesn't matter how you did it. People are just going to see the score, like Leon Rice said tomorrow, and think, oh, nice 9-point road win. Boise State covered. But if you saw how tough this game was, I think a month or so from now, you're going to look up and realize, like, man, that was a game Boise State had to have, and they're so thankful and lucky that they got it. So they're trying to pack up the arena here. I think I'm there. I think some folks are waiting on me, so I'm going to head back to the hotel to write my story. So appreciate everybody for watching the show tonight. Thank you so much. If you're able to subscribe, we would love to have you. BroncoNationNews.com. BNN 50 deal gets you a promo code, gives you a full year of coverage for just $50. And we would love to have you at BroncoNationNews.com. Hopefully you will at least subscribe on our YouTube channel and Facebook and Twitter and all of our social media. This show is free for you thanks to our great sponsors. So Once again, rowpaint.com, our title sponsor, Lithia, Ford of Boise, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, the Blue and Orange Store. I didn't give the Blue and Orange Store much love tonight, but thank you to Travis Hawks and Company, the Blue and Orange Store. If you're looking for Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange Store, blueandorangestore.com. Ball Ventures, Alquist, Tommy Alquist, TCS, Transportation Compliance Service. I was texting with our man Jeff Meinert during the game, and obviously some concerns with how Boise State was playing, but they pull it off and win the game in the second half, and we appreciate Transportation Compliance Service. If you're looking for that new job, check them out, TCS, transcompservice.com. Every step of the way, they'll help you get into the trucking industry and really help you out. Again, TCS. Stein Distributing, Cutwater Spirits, Bauscher Real Estate, our Matt Bauscher Real Estate Player of the Game. We're giving it to Omar Stanley, 30-11. No surprise there. Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com. Anytime you're looking to buy or sell a home, Matt Bauscher can take care of you. Him and his team do a great job, and check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. We appreciate the Ridleys, and hopefully you'll check out Ridley's Family Markets and think about a local hometown grocer next time you're heading to the grocery store. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. And, of course, Timberstone Golf Course and Lean Feast, two of our sponsors. So check out Lean Feast in Meridian. I'll tell you what, when I get back from this trip, I put on the holiday 10 here, so I'm going to be getting back at it in the gym and getting back at it with eating some Lean Feast meals when I get back to Boise here in the next couple of days. So nowhere better to eat healthy than Lean Feast. And we also appreciate Timberstone Golf Course. We'll have some news coming soon on our date for the Bronco Nation News Golf Tournament, the 3rd annual. So we're going to have some details on that here in the near future as well. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to get back to the hotel and write the story. Maybe see if the hotel bar is still open to grab a cold one as well. But Boise State wins this one. Again, 78-69. They are 1-0 and tied atop the Mountain West standings. First place, 1-0 Boise State Broncos after that win. Big one coming up on Tuesday. We'll have the live show with Mike Prater on Monday, and then Jay Tuss live on Tuesday to help get us set for Tuesday night's game. So thank you guys for your support. Go subscribe if you can. Again, BroncoNationNews.com, BNN 50 deal. And by entering in as a yearly subscriber, you're entered in all the contests we're going to be doing to give the items away here throughout the year, culminating with that private jet trip for the last game of the season in San Diego. So if they're trying to kick me out, I'm going to head back to the hotel. Appreciate you guys. Again, Boise State wins 78-69. Have a good rest of your evening. Go read my story in about an hour and a half at BroncoNationNews.com or when you wake up tomorrow. And tell your friends. We'd love to have you subscribe and join the Bronco Nation News community. Love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.